Hi, I'm Jay Will, and I'm a record and film producer.
Jarrett Will. I go by the name of Jay Will. That's what I use for production. So, Jay Will.
Jay Will. Okay. And she starts off with the first question.
Okay, there you go.
Well, I want to know what you really do.
Well, you know what? Actually, I consider myself an entrepreneur.
Okay.
But I think when you take the foundation of entrepreneurship, you can apply it to any other business. And what I chose to do was take entrepreneurship and put it into the entertainment industry. So I started off being a record producer. Now I'm still a record producer. I own a couple recording studios, and I've worked with artists like Michael Jackson. Brandy was one of my biggest artists. I worked with her when she was a child, helped develop her. And I just worked with many artists throughout the years. Worked with a lot of rappers, some who aren't alive with us anymore. But and what I did was I tried to take a different perspective on how to approach the business and try to create the same concepts that I had in my entrepreneurship and apply it to the industry, which is really not done. Usually everybody follows the same path. It's like, oh, I want to be a recording artist, so I'm going to make a demo, and then I'm going to go around, I'm going to shop that demo and hope somebody discovers me, which if you look at basic business, that's the most ridiculous plan there is. It's almost like saying, hey, you want to start a restaurant? Yes, I'm going to make a demo sandwich, I'm going to walk around and let people bite it till someone discovers me and gives me a restaurant. It's ridiculous. So what I did was take the same basic business approach and put it in the entertainment industry. To be able, and and you find that a lot of artistic people are very emotional. So, I mean, I'm the guy I cry in the movies still. I don't care. I don't feel less of a man. I'll sit there and I'll cry. Because, I'm giving that filmmaker, for one thing, the filmmaker wrote the thing for me to cry, so I'm going to cry. I'm giving him his props. But what I love is to be able to sit down and create something that doesn't exist. When I write scripts, I love creating the world. It's almost like there's so many problems in our world today. To be able to sit and create a world that it's like you're God, no disrespect to God, but it's like you can create a world that's the way you want it. And I grew up in a time when it was a way different. What I love about your generation is my generation, everything was separate. Whites here, blacks here, and where I came from, that was it. You were either white or you were black or other. That was it. And everybody stayed separate. Nobody really intermingled. So to see the world the way it is today is beautiful. So one of the reasons I became a writer was because I could build the world the way I wanted to see it in my scripts.
So describe what a normal day of work would be like for you.
Wow, you know what? There's no such thing as a normal day.
Because
every day is completely different. Example, I had a shoot a week ago, and I get on a set, a friend of mine, he's a dancer, he goes, oh, I want to be in this music video. We have an artist that I'm working with that is being promoted, and I said, okay, I'll get you in the video. And he goes, oh, I got two friends of mine, they're female, they want to be in the video too. So I'm like, all right, since it's a friend of yours, I get them in, I get these girls in the main spot. They're in all the key shots. They call me the next day and go, we decided we don't want our image to be used in the music video, so now I got to shoot the whole thing again. It's going to cost me $10,000 to redo, but that's one day. And then some days are just fantastic. I'm up in the morning. Every day is different because every scenario changes it. It's not like a routine job where you wake up and I'm at work at 8:30. I'm like today. I didn't know I was doing. I knew I was doing an interview, but it's like if somebody would say, "What are you doing Sunday?" I don't really know until something comes up. Okay, you understand? So it's very unpredictable. But I'll tell you one thing: at the end of the day, it's always fantastic. Because you get to end your day knowing that you did something you love.
Nice. I guess on these bigger production days, what are some like the roles / jobs of the people that are on hand? Like you're a producer, right? Or you're a director. Is that also the same thing? And then I guess is there another person that does like audio editing and stuff like that?
Okay, that's a good question. Let me break it down to you how it works. Now on the majors, yes, everyone has a specific job. I am the guy who gets the coffee. I am the guy who gets the cream. Everybody has a specific job, and that's what they do. But on smaller, independent, which is the ones I like the more guerrilla tactics, where you're dealing with smaller productions, everybody's pretty much important and not important at the same time, even me. Because, a producer and a director is usually two separate jobs. But on smaller sets, like in the set shot I did, I was the producer, the director, and the guy moving tables. And picking up garbage that's in the scene. So it's like everybody does everything on that level, which is It's a better way to do it, because what happens when I work with people that have worked in the major productions and only done specific jobs, they only know how to do specific jobs. Specific jobs, that way you can cut to it. They only know how to do specific jobs. So that makes it difficult, because when you say, hey, listen, I need you to do this, they're like, well, that's not in my job description. So, you know, like I said, everybody is pretty much, and I treat everybody on the set, I don't care if it's just a guy who moved tables, you know, he's the president of the United States as far as I'm concerned. So, you know, that at the end of the day, that's what it's about, making everybody feel like this is their production and that every one of them is important.
That's cool.
Okay, I gotta remember to look at everybody.
Going back to the different worlds that you were involved with, you're saying that you saw the side of a successful lawyer and the side of a successful star. On your end, how do you balance the commitment to your work between your career and your family?
Oh, you know what? It's not a balance. My family comes first. I will literally stop a meeting to finish Xbox level with my son. And you know, I have people that get very upset about it and they hate it. They go, well, you know, we're in the middle of a meeting. Man, please, I won't know you 5 years from now. But 5 years from now, that boy will remember I stopped my meeting to help him reach a level in Halo.
That's huge.
Yeah, so there's no such thing as balance to me. Family's first. But one of the things being in that answering that question a little even deeper was, I knew one day I was going to have a family, and I knew one day that was going to be very important to me. So before I got married, I really built, and made it so that by the time I got married and had children, that I could devote the time I wanted to my children, because I was financially secure.
So it's more like work early to relax later?
Yeah, but you know, my work was so fun.
Yeah.
Let's put it like this, make money early.
Yeah, make money early. Okay, one of the major things we've been going over in class is the development of new media or forms of technology like social media.
Right.
How would this kind of media impact your field?
Oh, it impacts it tremendously. And you know what? I'm one of the few people that don't resent it. I'm one of the few people that, you know, everybody I talk to, they hate, illegal downloads and this. You got to change with the times. There used to be a guy that used to come to your house and drop off a block of dry ice in order for you to keep your food closed. He can't get mad at Frigidaire because they created the refrigerator. So it's a thing where the industry's got to learn to catch up with the times and go, okay, it's like I tell my artists now, the independent artists, don't try to make money off your CDs. Give your CDs away. Because people are going to download them illegally. I'm going to download them illegally, and I did the CD. All right? So it's like, why fight that? That's the future. What you do is say, okay, I'm going to treat my music like I'm going to do my music videos. When music videos first came out, they couldn't figure out a way to sell them because no one was going to buy a music video. So they just said, okay, we'll just mark it off as advertisement. Let's get them on MTV. That advertises the artist. Now it's coming to a point where music has to be done the same way. It's like, your album is your advertisement. Make your money in merchandising and performances and royalties off your radio play. All those things are other avenues for you to make your money. And that's why you see artists now that have their own clothing line and sneaker line and headphone line and perfume line, because they really can't make the money off the music. They use the music to launch them. They call it branding. So now the brand of Jay-Z is going to make him more money than the actual Jay-Z album. So you use that brand to go, okay, slap my name on headphones, slap my name on this and that, and this is how I'm going to make my money.
Do you have any suggestions for people who are aspiring to get into your line of work?
Yes. Pretend that the industry doesn't exist, whatever industry you're getting into. I don't care if it's music or any other industry. Pretend that industry doesn't exist and pretend you're the guy who thought of it, and then come up with a plan to create that industry. Using your contacts and using the other traditional ways as a plan Z. Not even B. Go through all the alphabet and use it Z, because what happens is this: whenever you create a strategy or a plan that is based on somebody else saying yes, you're already wrong. It's almost like getting a ride from a friend versus having your own car. Getting a ride from your friend, dude, I'm sorry I'm late. Dude, I gotta stop at 7-Eleven. Dude, I need to pick up gas, and you're late, and then you gotta go to your late job that he took you to, and you still gotta thank him for it. You know?
Yeah.
So, but when you have your own car, you're in control of everything, and that's the same thing in your career. If an artist woke up or a filmmaker, I meet actresses all the time, and I'm like, why don't you just start your own company? You can star in every film. No, they want to go with the plan they've been conditioned and say, I'm going to wait till someone comes in my restaurant and says, wow, this soup is good. I'm going to make you a star. And it's just not realistic. It's unrealistic. You know, it's like everybody that I work with have guarantees. If you were an actor, and you said, I want to become an actor, I can give you a guarantee that you're going to star in a film because you and I are going to start a film company together. It doesn't take, with today's technology, you can take any one of these cameras and shoot a film. You can shoot a film and you can star in it. So, you know, my best advice would be become an entrepreneur. You have to wear many hats. You can't just be an actor. You have to be an actor who produces, who writes, who directs, who has their own company. If you can't think in those lines, then, you know, the chances of you might as well buy lottery tickets. You got a better chance.
Okay. Yes. What was that question? John?
Any insights that you wish you would have known when you were starting your career?
Yeah, you know what? It's not that it's something I wish I had known. It's something that I wish that I had followed through on that I already knew, that I neglected. My father taught me never to get a job. Don't ever come home and tell me you got a job, because basically you told me you limited yourself. You create your own business. So in everything I've ever done, I've always created my own business. My brothers and sisters are all the same way. They're entrepreneurs, and you know, we've just never had 9-to-5 jobs. But when I came out here, I fell into the system of, well, this is how everybody's saying you should do it, so I'm going to do what everyone says. I'm going to get the demo, or I'm going to get my resume, and I'm going to send it out and get an agent and do all that stuff. And it didn't work, just like it didn't work for anyone else. When I started seeing results, was following what I was raised to believe: create your own. And at that point, I was able to go, okay, if I want to star in a film, I'm going to shoot that film. This way I can tell you in 3 months, I'll be in the film. So being an entrepreneur and doing it yourself is it's the way to go. And it's what I wish I had done instead of wasting 5 years doing it the other way.
Hey Jared, thanks for taking the time to take an interview for us. Do you have some sort of Facebook page or anything that we can access to promote you?
I refuse to pitch myself.
Yeah.
I just do. I just refuse to do it because I know it's a weakness in business. I know it is. It's like even when you create a product, and don't get me wrong, you can have a restaurant and you got to go out and you got to advertise, but the best restaurants are the ones it takes a month to get in. You know, where they don't really have any ads. It's word of mouth, and it takes 6 weeks to get in, and a cup of coffee's $15. You know what I'm saying? Because you create you need me more than I need you.
Yeah.
And that has been the pinnacle of my blessed success. And I say blessed.
All right, I think that's about all the questions that we have. Thanks for your time with this chat.
In conclusion, entrepreneurship. Figure out a way to do it on your own, and you'll be amazed how many people come to you. It's like anything. It's like when you start, you know, I tell my artists, I'll give you an example. I know I'm running on, but I don't want to stop. I had a group fly from Hawaii to LA to meet with me, just to get some consultation. So I'm sitting down talking to the guys, and I'm like, look, this is what I suggest. Instead of you guys running around trying to get a record deal, while you're here, start a DBA, start your own record label, fly back to Hawaii, do a big announcement, because they were getting radio play in Hawaii, saying, we went to LA, we now have a record deal. Do you know they went back to LA, they went back to Hawaii, they announced it. They got a call from a surf shop company that said, we'll give you $25,000 if you just hang our banner in the back of your performance. Why? Because they weren't going up. They couldn't have gone to the saying, please pick us, we're a band, we're going to be big one day. What they did was say, hey, we're stars now. And it wasn't a lie, because they did. They had a record deal with their own record company. They did come to LA to do it. So it's nothing that's crooked. And there were no more talented. It's just the perception was different.
Yeah.
Now now people are perceiving them as, these guys are successful, these guys are big, I want to be a part of that. And that strategy works across the board, and I'm in a multitude of businesses outside of the industry. It works across the board in every industry. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jared.